Yeah.
The host has started broadcasting the meeting on custom live streaming service.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, top of the time zone. I'm Alan C. Got Hey Joe in the house. We've got Johnnie J, president and station manager of Innervision FM.
Oh man,
Monday. Holy crap.
what a day! What a day! Happy Mother's Day, past Mother's Day to all the mothers. We'll be watching this later on, and yeah, it's a beautiful day. And talk. Oh, and then you know what? We're gonna do like a happy birthday after happy birthday on the 26th. And it'll probably be pretty much the same thing that we always do, but it's a fundraiser. Because you could donate from $6 to $66 or whatever. But Eventbrite wouldn't let me put in two ticket prices, so I just put in one price. I said, $6. So anyway, I sent it out to LinkedIn. What's that called? X, Facebook, and what else?
Chris?
I don't know. I don't know if I could send it out. For some reason, this is so stupid. I guess LinkedIn is like a protest. They'll have the X in there, but it doesn't have like True Social or Rumble.
Well,
Sure.
eventually they'll come on board. They have to come on board because I suspect that eventually that's the next thing that's going to be uh, looked at is how digital information is disseminated. We should probably come to a consensus. Let us know down in the comments what you think. Should there be a digital declaration of independence of sorts? Something where, hey, look, we need to all agree on this information should be put out because yada yada, blah blah blah. Now, if you want to withhold that information from your people, that's on you. But we are going to do it this way, and this is going to be the industry standard.
Yeah.
Um, and unless and until people come to some sort of accord, we're going to have issues like this where Firefox works for one thing, other browsers work better for other things. We're going to have issues like this. And I
Mhm.
think the best way, let us know also down in the comments what you think, whatever platform you're watching us on, for the disabled to actually truly and honestly get equal access between the use of our screen readers and AI. We're going to have it anyway because we ourselves will figure it out for ourselves. But we want your, what is it? We're all in this together. Where we go one, we go all, as it's been said before. We're all in this together, so why don't we all work together? Basically, is where I come from here.
Yeah.
All the blindness organizations out there, let's all get that 70% unemployment rate tackled. Whether there's 3 million of us, 2.8 billion of us, 10 million of us in the United States, that those statistics, they're fluid, and uh,
Mm.
I mean, you'll see them one year and it'll say this because a narrative has to get pushed. And then you'll see another set of statistics, and then they'll actually say, no, it's always been 2.8 million or 3
Mm.
million. You've been off. And it's like, dude, I have emails going back 5 years that say to the contrary. Hey, let's get to the show. We got some birthday news.
Oh yeah. What?
Uh,
Wait a minute. Do we have? Did I put some birthdays in there? Or I put this day in history.
we had Katharine Hepburn. She was
Oh,
born
okay.
1907.
1907. Wow, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, dude.
Oh man. Yes. And then because the next one, which I don't have my list up. Where's my list? Okay, here we go. Here we go.
Here's a good one.
What?
Democrats Democrat representative caught on hot body cam assaulting ICE agents. I mean, serious, what time are we living in, folks? What?
Yeah.
Mayor's getting arrested. I mean, this is not, as some would say, this is not normal.
Martial law is coming.
Hmm. Oh, about this. Okay, so we know that they got they elected or hired the new pope, right? So I have a friend always this telling me this. I guess she became a Catholic or whatever. So I'm sitting getting these cryptic things on Facebook about the this is going to be the last pope,
Oh, yeah.
and the coming is coming now,
Yeah.
and it's like, and
Well,
but
actually,
she will not come on the show and talk about this. And I said, this is your conspiracy theory. Come on the show and talk about it. I don't want nobody to know who I am. I said, well, do a call in, change your name, and you could talk about the stuff. But
yeah,
it's like, please. Ah,
it's an interesting time because actually there are business models out there which allow for folks to, with the help and use of AI, um, and this is going to be used to spread the love of Christ regardless, because, there are going to be some that straight up just look at this as a tool and are like, you know what? Christ is still on the throne. Doesn't matter. So they're going to use it for good things. There will be some that, may not use it for such good things. And they might indeed, and have already formed robotheistic kind of groups where they're truly pointing to AI as the end result. Basically kind of worship it as God. So it
yeah.
is an interesting time that we do live in. And, I will say with the advent of, and they're pushing stuff. I mean, they're literally brain cells on computer chips. This stuff's been, out there for years. We're only just seeing it. In fact, when it was first revealed that this is going on, of course, people that were revealing it got laughed at it. Well, they're not getting laughed at now. We're cloning extinct animals and calling them dire wolves. I mean, what?
Hmm.
What?
Oh,
What?
and I guess I didn't put this in the list, but I was reading this book. The guy's name is Alan, spelled differently. It's like Alan, and
Mhm.
then Go Hammer. I think it's Go Hammer. So he has this book out called 80 10 10, and it's just, a way of eating. And so I'm reading chapter one,
Mhm.
chapter two. Then he
Mhm.
says chapter two is going to refer to chapter eight. So I skipped over to chapter eight. And so they're talking about doctors, either by omission or whatever, they know how to reverse especially like type 2 diabetes.
Yeah, see, that's a well-known fact that through different diets, through the use of different roots or herbs,
Yeah.
not only can it be stopped, but the organ damage which takes place within body from long-term
Right.
diabetes.
But even more simple than that, he really broke it down. He says, if you just reduce the fat that you take in, and you eat more fruits, which the
Yeah,
doctors always say, don't eat fruits
yeah,
because
don't, yeah, yeah,
that's the sugar. And it's like the sugar that they're sort of like telling a half truth about is the manufactured
absolutely. Refined
sugar.
sugar is not
Refined
good.
sugar, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
You-
Yeah.
and diabetes type 2 and
Mm.
Alzheimer's are almost the same thing.
Just about,
Mm.
just about.
And they're a parasitic infection.
Yeah.
That's why the different herbs and stuff take care of it because they expel the parasites.
Well, and it's
Yeah.
thought that autism is something that falls similarly into this category, wherein nutrition affects the body in such a way as to where the brain hoards certain nutrients, which
Yeah.
basically starves the rest of the body.
Yeah, and I was just watching this video where
Yeah.
this guy he's working with these children. Parents, they come to him, and his name is Yakia Awaken. So, oh, hold on for a second.
We got Letitia
I'm sorry.
James. She's
I'm sorry.
melting down, freaking out. Anyway, she was on an Al Sharpton thing. The FBI is closing in.
Have you heard her like screaming? And it's almost like I guess she wants to sound like she's passionate about, she's standing up against the man or whatever. But it almost sounds like like when you corner uh a dog in a corner or whatever, and there's no other way out.
Teeth are baring.
Yeah, it just sounds like that because the way she's screaming, it's something it's almost like what did you call it? Like a hysterical, where you just want to slap and say, "Stop it!" Like well, what they used to do, like cameras, and say,
Like on
"Snap out,
airplanes.
snap out of it." Yeah.
Everybody took their turn to slapping the lady.
Yes.
Be quiet.
Gee.
Whoa,
Uh,
did you folks know that in 1963 Bob Dylan walked off the set on the Ed Sullivan Show? I wonder
I
what
didn't
it's
know
all about
that.
that. Do you know the story behind that?
I didn't click on it because I think like, what happened that Ed Sullivan would make him so upset that he said, "Hey,
Hey, check
oh
this
no,
out. Check this out. First person that can toss the correct comment down in the whatever box go ahead and email us too at Innervision2 to
MSN."
is it msn.com?
Yes.
And yeah, we'll see what we can do for you. That will
Yeah.
also give you access to the newsletter, but we want to open this up to you. What do you
Right.
think?
And what about that guy? One to sing "Break On Through" to the other side. What was that?
Jim Morrison.
Jim Morrison. He got mad at Ed Sullivan too because "Come On Baby, Take Me Higher." They wanted him to change the words to that,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And they didn't.
Yeah. Right. They played it normal.
Yeah, yeah. So who knows? Man? It's like he probably wanted him to change some lyrics or something and say, "Wait a minute, who are
And
you?"
back in the day, in the late 50s, early 60s, they wouldn't show Elvis Presley from the waist down.
Yeah, right. That's
Because of his
absolutely right because of his
gyrations. It's like,
gyrations.
really?
And I think, and I also heard like when the Beatles came, that sort of like knocked Elvis out. But Parker decided to bring Elvis to Vegas and make him more of a crooner type, like Frank Sinatra.
Yeah.
And he never went back to being the raw Elvis that he was.
Wow.
And he probably should have kept that because that was the more exciting part.
Yeah.
So, man, there's so much history out there. Music history, music history. And what I titled this show was I took the part about uh, the guitar player of Rolling Stone,
Right.
Keith Richards, and I just said like, what was the song that Keith Richards dreamed and made it a hit? And I gave you the answer down there, so it's so it was that I can't get no satisfaction. It was a harmonica type playing to that, but then he got this new effect machine and he plugged it in. Yeah. And he says, "No, let's go ahead and re-record that song over again and let's use this instead of the original." So I guess we'll never hear the original, which that'd be kind of cool to hear the original recording.
Actually, the Beatles came out with that first.
What
With a fuzz bass.
Yeah.
Oh yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, it's
I'm
pretty
just trying to
sweet.
think what song that was on. think it was on Rubber Soul.
Hmm.
I have to go back and listen to that because, I mean, I think it, I didn't hear the original, but I just now that we know that this version, you just it grows on. I can see why it made number one because they were coming up with all kinds of sounds. Like I was listening to an interview with Prince, this guy that interviewed him. He used to work with Rolling Stone, and he says, and Prince was saying, like, how many different ways can you make a guitar sound? It's like there's so many different ways, and it's like so it'd be different to me as a musician.
I will
You know?
tell you, as a guitar player, I I didn't like Prince, but I had to hand it to him because, oh wow, the way that he would make that guitar just he would make that guitar do what he wanted, man. You guys gotta
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
gotta
I
hate
took lessons from his guitar tech in
really.
Denver.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It was Think for Yourself, 1965 from Rubber Soul.
Hooah! Yeah, you were on it, brother. I like
Yeah.
reggae myself, and that's where we get to kind of a sad situation. Bob Marley dies at the
Age of
young age
36,
of
and
36.
it was a fungus. Well, it was like a fungus in his foot that just spread throughout his body, and he probably could have got it taken care of,
Yep,
but for
but he
some
was
reason
kind of anti-doctor or something,
yeah, pharmacy,
pharmacological,
yeah.
blah blah blah, whatever.
Well, shit, and that's the way it was. And South African Mandela became the first black, I guess, first African, not African American man, first African to become president down
First
in
black African president. The apartheid back in those days controlled everything, and they were a small elite group. They did happen to be white, and so
yeah. And
having Nelson Mandela elected as their president really changed a lot of stuff. It's a fascinating story surrounding Mandela.
And a lot of
There's
crazy stuff is going on down there now with these African guys, and it's like
yes,
they put these. I heard they put these lines together, separation lines, to stop the tribes from fighting each other. And now the line, I guess those lines are now there, and they're going after each other. It's like, come on, you guys, can't you just get along? Because I heard there was one person that was teaching down there, and all of a sudden, they will start fighting, shooting, and they have to go to the basement level to avoid the bullets. And it's like, oh, here in Denver, you probably guys haven't heard this. So this 20-year-old was testing his gun. He was unfamiliar with it, and it went off. This lady, she's unpacking her groceries, getting them out of the car, shoots her dead. And
oh,
I guess he
Lord.
wasn't going to say anything about it, but they were able to find out where the shot came from and who did it.
Oh,
And
Lord.
so he's facing first-degree murder. And he said it was because he was unfamiliar with the gun. I'm thinking if you're unfamiliar with it, maybe you
Why do you
should
have a
put in.
loaded gun if you're unfamiliar with it?
Yeah,
No, I mean that's gonna be the unfortunate thing. People don't kill people. Uh, guns kill people. That's what people are gonna say.
Oof.
And uh, well, no, the guy was dumb and he he wasn't familiar with his firearm. Uh, and if you're not going to be familiar with something, don't use it or get
Yeah,
familiar with it.
I mean,
yeah,
when you go to drive a forklift, you just get on and drive it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
OSHA won't doesn't OSHA standards say you can't.
right. I
You
mean,
have to
there are
have training.
folks where they've got some valid stuff about driver's licenses. Those are dumb, or blah blah blah. Those are dumb. And yeah, okay, over regulation, but there needs to be some regulation in a free society. We do have to have guardrails because otherwise we'll have anarchy. We
You
got
yeah.
to
see, they're
do
changing the laws for truck drivers.
yeah.
You have to speak
Oh,
and read English. And they're knocking them off the highway because of that. They go through checkpoints, and if you can't read or speak on a sheet of paper, you're taken into custody.
yeah. Oh, and speaking of trucks, today, this happened on I-70 today. I guess this truck got out of control and it hit this I guess it's some kind of like electronic sign that was on the side of the road. And you know how we've been paranoid about eggs? Well, it was a truck carrying a bunch of eggs. So it was a bunch of eggs on the street splattered around. So he got minor cuts and bruises and so forth like that, but some of those eggs are not going to make it to the market.
Wow.
So, oh, there you go.
Been speaking for
Sabotage.
all morning.
Yeah, those chickens put their heart into it and all splattered.
Taking us back to May 9th, 1964, Louis Armstrong breaks one of the Beatles streaks with a hit of his called Hello Dolly.
Hello, Dolly. You know, I remember that song. I didn't think that it was part of like knocking them off the chart like that. Just a very simple song. And then Channing did it.
Carol Channing, or
Carol
was
Channing,
it
yeah,
Carol Channing? Yeah, Carol
yeah,
Channing.
yeah. See, I remember her version more than I remember his.
Well, I don't remember her version very much. Louis Armstrong, though I do.
Hold
And
on, let me think. Hello,
was too
Dolly.
familiar.
No, okay, I guess so. Okay. It was somebody that she had that kind of like very distinct. Well, she had a distinctive voice, so sort of both of them had a very distinctive voice. So, so
They
hey,
had that New York accent.
Every time I hear Louis Armstrong sing, I am taken back to when I'm 8 years old and I meet my first bum. And this
hmm.
guy, nicest guy on the planet ever. I mean, coolest dude ever. And but I will tell you, man, he stank. He stank. And but he was singing Louis Armstrong stuff. Sounded just like him. Had a beat up, dented ever loving heck. Something called a coronet. I think coronet, is that right? It's
Yep.
like a
Yep.
trumpet, but not.
Yep.
I mean, it's the same thing, but smaller. Toss that down in the comments down below. What is a coronet? Don't forget to
And
like,
I
share.
think they use.
Doesn't have the valves, I think?
Well, this one had three valves. It had the spitcock things that you unscrewed at the bottom to drain the stuff. It's
Glue.
interesting. He told me all about it, man. It was the coolest thing ever, man. He's like, I take it apart for you, and you can take a look at it. I mean, he was the coolest dude ever, man. Got me
That's one
so
thing I really remember about Louis Armstrong, watching him on film and stuff. He always had that rag with him, wiping his
Yeah.
face and mouth off, singing
Yeah.
or on the trumpet. He always had that rag wiping his face off.
Hmm. Now that's I want to. That's when people had real pores and they had real sweat because somehow maybe all the chemicals that we use. A lady did an experiment. It's on YouTube where she's testing the chlorine level in the cup in this water.
Yep.
It comes out as high level of chlorine, and then she puts her hand in there
And
and
it
then puts
soaks
the
all the chlorine up.
yes. You saw
Oh.
you saw it?
Yes.
Well, it makes
Wow.
perfect sense from a scientific basis. Man, when you started talking about that, my brain just went ding. I'm like, whoa, I never even thought of that.
Yeah, I bought a filter for my shower head that so it would filter out that. So I have it for the bathroom, and then I have it's supposed to cut out like 97% of the contaminants, but I said, well, what about that 3%? Okay, can we do the 100%? It's like, gee, because I mean, they actually having us drinking carcinogens, and they're fine with it. And then I heard the study, they're feeding the cows like dust. Oh no, same stuff you make cement out of, right? And the FDA is fine with it as long, well, and then I guess when people have serious health problems, then they won't be fine with it. But how many people does it have to have a serious effect over, and how will you know?
Serious, man.
Like the fluoride in the toothpaste, they say it's okay, but it's a drug. They use it for brainwashing.
Any papers, platform that include.
Yeah, keep the mind fogged up,
Yeah.
and it's like, because I once had was in the bus stop, and this guy said, "Man, I'm taking these pills to make me act right, but I don't feel like I'm even here." And I'm saying, "Wow."
The water here is such that you drink water. We have a springs like and maybe 500 yards just down from us, where the water is totally drinkable, absolutely drinkable. You don't get any of the stomach bugs or anything from it.
Hmm.
But in other places, you drink the water and you get diarrhea fast.
Gee, your body
Yeah, I
says,
mean
"Nope."
it's terrible. But the drinking water from the cities got so much chlorine in it. I mean, you can smell it when you bring out a tap. You can smell it, and it doesn't stop any of the stuff that they want to do. A rubber hose out front. If you leave water in it, it gets nasty. It smells like rotten eggs inside of 2-3 hours. The
Hmm.
water. So I mean, their chlorine doesn't do what they.
And yes,
Maybe they're putting way too much in it. I don't know. But we
and
don't
I,
use that water to drink for sure.
and over by the Union Station here in Denver, they have this waterfall that goes up, and sometimes a lot of kids they run through it and stuff like that,
Hmm.
and you could just smell the chlorine.
Yeah.
And I'm not
That's another
sure.
reason I like swimming pools too. They're just
So I don't know. It's like we've had it in our water so long, I don't know if Kennedy is going to be able to change enough. Now, it was one state that they did it on their own, or they say they're going to do it on their own. Is that I think it's Utah.
hmm.
Dude, you good?
No, no, is this the song from the?
Yep, that's you can find that stuff on Suno. I shared the links with you, so you can toss
Yeah.
that down at the bottom probably in the comments section for YouTube, and or you wherever you go ahead and blah blah blah, post the stuff at. I guess it's permissible to kind of go 10 seconds in, so I just figured I'd fade that in for a minute. That is one version of AI and what it can do for you as a blind and otherwise disabled musician. Um, should it be used as a way to make money with it and all kinds of stuff like that? Well, maybe. But how's the best way to do that? Well, I like to use AI as something to make a nice template for me. It'll make some really good stuff, whether you're using Suno, Donna, 11 Labs. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, this stuff makes some really good stuff these days. But
Arrangements are excellent
I think the big
generally.
thing is not to lose our creativity
Yeah.
to the machine. That's where Innervision FM comes in. We got guitar lessons coming up. We got other projects coming up. Stay tuned to future podcasts that we do. And the best way to make sure that you're informed is by hitting us up at innervision2 at msn.com. This way, you will be added to a special mailing list that gives you access to the newsletter. Now, when you start, giving at certain membership drive prices, then you'll get some additional perks. We'll be putting together some virtual concerts in the future.
Yeah.
Hey, what's the status on setting up for a concert up here? A little late to really
Oh.
roll out a promo. I suppose we could open it up to some folks in Denver, Boulder. Hey, you guys got some bands you want to drag on up here? It
Oh,
will be
yeah.
at your expense, obviously, because
Yeah.
we kind of dropped the ball, I guess.
Yeah. And so
Uh,
anyway, so I guess we're gonna end it. We're about 40 seconds over. This thing is whispering in my ear,
it's like, hey,
telling me like how much we're over and all that kind of stuff. And it's kind of
it's in Jesus Christ that we have our movement and our being. So get saved today, chapter 15 of First Corinthians. Look, guys, I'm not just selling Jesus Christ. Yeah, for 1995, you can get saved today. I believe this stuff. And that's all I gotta
yes.
say about that.
All right, everybody, God bless, and we'll see you tomorrow.
You guys.